Welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to master the stage, how to take hold of the podium and do your thing, irrespective of, the circumstances around you. All right. Number one, very important that when you are invited to the stage, that you allow the applauses, the celebrations, the clapping of hands, the jumping up, and all the noise to die down slowly before you speak. Why did I say this? A lot of people get into, the clapping. Yeah, we are inviting this person, is a powerful this, the powerful that, this, that, and then a lot of people are so excited, they are shouting, wow! Some of them are just seeing you for the first time and they want to hear from you. But they are so excited and they are making noise. And then you pick the microphone and you cut them short. You started on a disorganized note. And it's very bad because it's going to disconnect your audience and make you from the start trying to bring them, to connect them back to you. All right. Allow the applauses to die down, then start up with your conversation. Number two is that you have to maintain eye contact. And when I talk about maintaining eye contact, I'm not saying you should fix your gaze at one person for a long period of time. No, I mean, do not look on the ceiling, do not look down on their legs, do not look above their heads like a sea of heads. No. I want you need to look at person when you're communicating, look into their eyes from time to time. When you look into their eyes, you remove it, you look into, let there be this connection that you are speaking to us and we are seeing you. All right. You don't look at people and then immediately you remove it. You look at, no, moderately ensure that the people who you're communicating with, that the eye contact is perfect. All right. You also have to ensure that there is moderation. And when I talk about moderation, I mean moderation of movement. You don't need to be pacing up and down the stage. You don't need to be walking everywhere in the hall because you're communicating. There should be moderation of movement. Systematically, where you want to go, how you want to, let your movement be a part of the teaching. Let your movement be a part of the speaking. Let it communicate something to people who are listening to you. It's very important. Then a moderation of the voice as well. Let the tone go up where it's supposed to go up. Let it go down where it's supposed to go down. Let it be stable where it's supposed to be stable. I don't know if that is communicated clearly to you. So you don't shout where you're supposed to be low, especially when you're using characters who have different personalities and different voices and different tones in your demonstration. All right? It's very important. Next is that you need to story show and not just storytelling. How do I mean? What you're paid for, what you're paid to do, or what you're given a platform to do, even if you're doing it on a pro bono basis, is to add value. And you cannot add value by giving a superficial information or superficial knowledge. You need to give a detailed information to your audience. For instance, you've done business for 5 years and you're making hundreds of millions as your monthly turnover. So you cannot come to the audience and tell them, I started this business 5 years ago, and then God's grace has helped me to be making 100 million monthly turnover. Since the past 1 year, I've been making 100 million every month. Now, that is not wrong, but aside from God's grace, could you please, in your story, break it down for your audience? In the year 1, look at what we faced. In the year 2, look at what we faced. In the year 3, we did this. These are the things we did. You are showing, that means you are teaching your audience how to replicate what you've done. And of course, it's also important that you know that there are some information that are not for the public. But if you want to add value through your speaking, you shouldn't hoard everything that is necessary for them. All right, especially when it's a paid training and all that. Even if it's not a paid training, if you have the heart of giving your value, giving the things you have to people and letting them become better through your skills and the things you've gained, then you have to story show and not just story tell. Very key. Finally, you also need to pay keen attention to the C's of public speaking, and I'm going to as fast as possible list them and touch them for you. Number one is that there is need for clarity. If you want to speak in public, be clear about what you want to talk about. Have that knowledge about it. Speak with all clarity. And when I talk about speaking with all clarity, your facts should be straight. Your facts should be straight. Don't just say anything you don't know about because you just want to talk. It's important. Now, when there is clarity, there should be conviction. This is what I'm supposed to say, and this is it. So you are convinced about it, and you go on and talk about it. All right? You are convinced about it, so you talk about it. So don't talk about things you're not sure of. Don't talk about things you're not convinced of. So the next is courage, or you can call it confidence. The truth is that a lot of people cannot communicate effectively because of lack of confidence in themselves, because of lack of belief in themselves. You see someone who is saying something that is wrong and is saying it with all courage and confidence. People are buying into it, but you know something and you want to communicate it, but because you do not have courage and confidence, you cannot say. And the way you are even communicating, if you try to do that, people will think that, oh, you doesn't know what you're doing, or maybe they think you're lying. You need to have confidence. You need to have courage and speak with authority and audacity. The next is that you have to be concise in your speech. You have to be concise in your speech. The rule is that you have to keep it short and simple. That's the key rule. Keep it short and simple. You also have to be creative. You also have to be creative in your speech. Use things that will make your audience connect more with you. And finally, that speaks to consistency. Consistency is power. When you are speaking, let there be consistent flow of thoughts in your speech. Let there be consistent flow of thoughts in your speech. You cannot be talking about something and before you know you've digressed to another thing, and from there to another thing before you come back. No, there should be consistency, flow in consistency while speaking.